Good plays, bad plays, capturing the fall. OniviaLPLhighlights got them all. Every moment, every fight. OniviaLPLhighlights keep the fire alive.
See if Faker can make anything more out of this. Let's press the attack for Showmaker as well.
He's getting pretty low, but Faker's gonna explode. That's just first blood. Showmaker just gonna kill him. So essentially just a trade, but at the end of the day, it doesn't look like DK want to commit to a fight on the Drake, so they just back away, take the trade in mid, and now he's gonna go up to the Grubs. As we saw a short trade in the top side, looks like Zeus is winning that matchup as well. Damage to burst him down is really the question before Kingen can flash away.
Text Drinker.
He's gonna go in with the stun. There's the equalizer, immediately flash away, but now we got a 2v2 on the bottom side. Guma getting very, very low as Lucid is coming in here. Kingen does go down in the top lane, but Guma in a bit of trouble. Might have to flash away from this one. Flash in from the side of Lucid, and he will pick up the kill onto Guma. Gets there on time in the bottom lane. Awkward timing for Guma to continue on that one. The 1v1, it looks fine, but besides that, not so much. Owner is going to show his face as we do have this. Aiming's in a lot of trouble, actually. He's just dead. He doesn't have cleanse. He just is going to get stunned up by the Ash Arrow. It's Ash Sejuani, and he just gets 100-0.
And either player
not wanting to join up just yet. And T1 taking some pot shots here at this mid turret, but for now, it's not really much. And now no flash here for Zeus. He's just dead. He's just isolated on the top of the map. Kellen, once again.
the top side, it's a great play from Kellen. And as you mentioned, knowing there's no flash on Zeus on that previous trade on the top side, Kellen's the one who made it happen. He can call out no flash still on Rumble, go for the Zenith Blade there, pick up the kill. Significant damage done to the bottom turret by Kingen. Now trying to defend this one, he will not be able to, so it's a turret for a turret, but a kill going over to Dplus.
I think, although it's taking quite a while to actually go for this, as now we're going to go for it. The spear coming out of the jungle, and still no flash available for Zeus, as that spear won't land, but it doesn't matter. They got what they came for. That ward in the lane that you mentioned, that was really the big one. So now, aiming? Is he safe? I guess he is. Okay, he's just going to take that into the turret. And now they're engaging. Kellen going back in, maybe a little bit too deep this time around. Going to eat the arrow, but he's still alive. The follow-up, not quite there from T1 just yet. Kellen gets out alive as equalizer going to be dropped down. Kellen, perhaps I spoke too soon. He's going to burn down as Zeus will at least be able to trade that kill back, and that should
Alone,
be.
but without this Leona, it's really difficult. Kingen wants to do it, the Owner's low.
Yeah, they want to fight this. I mean, Owner with how low he is, they don't seem to know he's in the bush, and now TP's coming in as Showmaker getting back, trying to isolate and assassinate the jungler, and now everybody doesn't have a front line. Zeus is going super deep for the kill, but everybody else is just on the run as King in this very scary Aatrox will push them off the drain.
1 for 2, minus a dragon.
And look at this, Kellen, is it personal? Like, what's going on here? We're just bullying Zeus, and they might as well. I mean, again, he doesn't have flash in this situation. He used it in the last fight, and that's just another kill onto the Rumble. And that does mean that T1, though, are going to look for their own push in the top lane.
And there's no teleport for Showmaker to come back to defend.
Uh-oh, King in a lot of trouble here. They have way too much CC, and yep, he's just going to go down, so T1 able to trade it back.
And, you know, they still get the inner top side. I think T1 will be able to eventually do this. It's going to take them a really long time, but there's so much map control gained by Dplus from this, and the Tristana is always going to outspeed basically anybody on the map. I assume not.
They all went back. I mean, yeah, there's the Hawk shot, but can they actually get into this pit? Kellen's going over as equalizer comes down, but now Owner denied access to the pit. He will not get in, and the Baron goes the way of DK. Guma just dies. Not sure how that happened. And DK are just getting bonus kills across the map. Yeah, Kellen did that.
Sejuani just isn't going to feel all that tanky with an LDR on this Tristana at 22 minutes.
Figures this up here in the top lane. He does not have flash, and he is trying to take down Kellen, but I can tell you he will not. As down he will go. Showmaker going to get his 5th kill of this.
He's left alone. He's actually pushing mid. And I mean, Baron buff is just so real here. It's just doing so much. T1 don't have enough Trinity Force. You know, Ashe, not always known for her high-level damage, but you can see actually second highest in the game at this point. But what she really needs to do in this game now is set up an arrow maybe into Owner getting somebody, into them getting a pick with Equalizer, because in the 5v5, I don't think you win these for now.
All right, they're trying to go on to the Leona once again, but yeah, he is going to go down. A bit of damage is traded back, but
That's the kind of pick I'm talking about. At least you got something.
they did get
You're not catching them.
It's not going to happen. And DK, they are pushing in. As the squad have to kind of turtle up in this red buff jungle. That's really the only way to get in, as now, trying to catch Lucid, they may have just done it. Yes, they did. They put their CC to use. He doesn't have a QSS. And now Guma getting in there. He's got the damage items. He takes out Kellen. And a chance here. Guma.
Kingan's flanking.
Woo. The shield comes in from the Renata Glass. Kingan? Okay, I don't know why this keeps happening to Daedrox's. He's dead. Not sure what is going on in this game.
Just like that, T1's back about this. It's not a freebie, but with this TP coming through, it's just so hard for Dplus to contest. Their jungler's dead for 5. T1 are back in the game.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And that's going to be the Baron. That does go down to T1. We'll see just how large.
Make a call like that out of desperation.
Now, while they're trying to clear the waves here, as a lot of committal onto Kellen once again. Lucid wants to take the 1v1 versus Faker, and it might have baited him into it. Showmaker going over the top, but the bailout comes out. It doesn't matter, though, because the Zeri picks up a double kill in mid, and now they are on the chase, and they can chase so quickly. Not going to be able to close the gap just yet, but aiming will, as he is Zeri. Going to try to slow down Keria here, as they do have the Leona over the wall as well. Keria definitely going to be sent to the fishes and will eventually die. And it does look like DK should be able to take this Ocean Drake as well.
Amy's like, come on, I swear to God, if you ignite him, I swear to God. All right, so now the soul point is going to come over. Do not ignite him.
Okay, I'm backing.
Do not touch
I won't touch him.
Do not touch my gold. Self-bailout.
I am the gold king. You are not the gold.
I mean, it doesn't matter because there's a Zeri, right? There's 2 huge AD carry threats that are larger than life.
Here we go again. Kingan gonna be caught out, but this time he's got some help, and Zeus will be able to get the kill. But it will be also Kingan. Kingan is moving up towards the top side to push this wave, and it looks like DK as a team just really want to pressure all the lanes, and now they're gonna find Faker. He still doesn't have his flash, and he is going to die again.
And there's no way that T1 could do anything about this either, because they don't have control of the Baron pit, they don't have control of top, they backed away. Showmaker had TP this whole time too, so had they been able to so is the Baron! T1 gonna have to be decisive. Keria lost his Celestial position, I think he's got it back now, but someone has to engage, and it's probably gonna have to be Owner and Guma. But they've got QSSs.
Oh, yeah, you can see Owner's just getting zoned away, but now they're trying to turn on to Kellen. He's all alone. They immediately burst him down. So much for the tanky Leona.
And they're back with this Fed Tristana, who's not showing on the map. Aiming's just trying to buy time.
I mean,
okay, I don't know.
He's so deep, and now we have a TP coming in. And aiming, yes, he is going to QSS. He is trying to fight here against Faker, but he goes down immediately. Now Keria getting super low fake. Showmaker going to be isolated. Down he goes. And I guess aiming just assumed Kingan could get there on time and they could turn this around, but the case was not to be made.
I thought he was just going up so Showmaker could TP to the bottom wave or something. I don't know about this, but this is a disaster.
I don't think these two alone can kill Kingan, actually. They need an AD carry. Kingan on full health, and Guma is eventually coming over, and that'll get the job done, right? Yeah.
I was going to say, I have good news here about this. He is coming. Well, Showmaker, I thought perhaps he was just going to push for bottom and say, you can't do Baron or I'm going to take your base. And the decision-making was clearly not that, because Showmaker just teleports into a Renata ult range and he teleports to die too. I guess then T1 maybe wins the game.
Yeah, I mean,
good punish from T1, but you know, Dplus, you asked for it.
Game is not over yet, but 2 minutes of Baron is going to be hard to deal with. T1 pushing right down the middle of the map with the Baron buff. As Faker did go back and pick up a GA. Here comes the arrow, not going to hit anything, as that is a Zeri. As now Kellen going to get in front of that one, and now he's in a bit of trouble. Pretty tanky on the Leona, but not tanky enough. Down he will go. And even aiming took a bunch of damage from that equalizer. So Zeus, this Rumble, this Fed Rumble, a big pressure point in this game. And T1, they open up the base.
Kingan's also just trying to buy time, but he may very well be dead. Gets away from the handshake. Just trying to buy time. Kellen's up in 30, but man, this push is real. Baron's still up for 15 seconds here.
Well, they're going to prevent that back, and that means it's a 4v3 with the support going out. And yes, aiming is very scary. The ult comes out, and immediately T1 are going to...
Pushing through the bottom, or rather the mid lane right now is the super minions. They just have to give this up. And
when they start this, right when they know Kingen has to go back.
Yeah, and to get him back here, he's going to have to TP. But the timing of this, I mean, they could rush it down so quickly.
Yeah, there's just no way. And DK, they just got to back out of this one. But now Kellen, he's slowed forever, and the equalizer big once again, but that's on a 280 carries with a lot of PL. And now Kellen, he's not going to get whipped there. Flailed by the Sejuani.
Faker got hit by a spear, but he's got that Ocean Soul cranking.
Yeah.
His health back so quick.
And he's got a Renata right there as well. The flash goes in, and immediately, oh! Down goes Zeus so quickly in trade of Kellen. And DK will take that, although aiming and Showmaker are both very low.
Yeah, they have to get back into the fountain, which means this inhibitor is going down no matter what. Bruised Nexus turret, and they're trying to push onto Kingen, who's TP'd for the flank.
Kingen, what's going on in this game, my guy? He's just been everywhere, man. He's just all over the map, and now he's trying to trade on a Faker. Very nice flash away from Faker as Kingen tried to flash on top of him. That will be the Aatrox going down.
Shaky call, T1 we're already
at this point, as we do have a nice handshake. And T1, I think they can just kind of group up for this one, take the bottom inhibitor, and again, nothing that DK can do without the beat on him. I don't know, it's weird as now, speaking of which, Owner, and he's just going to go in on that one. Showmaker going to get CC'd up once again as he's in a bit of trouble. The Renata ult comes in, and that frontline aiming is just burning down. Down will go Kellen, down will go aiming, and it looks like T1 have finally done it, but Showmaker still alive. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to this base all by his lonesome with Lucid. In goes Faker, okay. Nice amount of damage done once again by Showmaker, but there's just too many guys here on the side of T1.
I think T1's done it. Valdez, the comeback was real. It wasn't easy, it wasn't clean, but the resilience, you can absolutely feel it. Great.
Not gonna gang.
This Nidalee can do until she gets some items here.
Lucid's going in there. I mean, Faker nearby, and immediately Lucid's just essentially going to have to flash over the wall here. Nearly going down as well. Zeus thinking about going very deep for that kill, but is going to elect to push him away. Big fight here over the pubs, as Showmaker this time is going to manually input that emote, and Zeus is going super low. Over the wall goes Showmaker, as he's still alive. Zeus surviving for so long, and now Faker a big opportunity to potentially turn this one around. As Showmaker also extremely low, the permafrost does come in. But now the gold card off cooldown. They want to go for Faker, but guess who's here? It's Keria! He makes his way into the play as the Guma ult also sails wide, but this is still gonna go the way of T1 after all the shenanigans, as Showmaker also will bite the dust.
All right, this ended up being a...
Grab that slow.
You know what I mean? Like, every time I get that, like, when I'm full out, I'm like, well, I still pick it up, you know? I'm glad
like,
Faker's just like me, man.
I need to deny this 2.5 minutes in the future when Lucid gets low. So it is going to be first turret going to T1. So they get that advantage. They also have the Rift Herald here.
Yeah.
So it should be DK to get the...
It's something we talk about with Nidalee all the time. He does with a gold card in the top lane, but you can't gank Camille. It's way too risky. The Void Grubs they have, they're trying to rush this down.
They got the 3. Owner doesn't have his ult. You know, nobody's really there to stop it.
As 305 stacks now for Guma. He lost 267, or sorry, 260 especially when you have Camille for setup.
Does he know? Well, Showmaker seems to not know, trying to take a 1v1 here against Faker. The arrow goes wide, is now Faker gonna hop in, and the ult comes out from the Tristana to finish it off, but here is Lucid. Over vision, so Faker just gonna flash away, and now with Keria nearby, he will be saved. That's the second time Keria gets there right in time to save his teammate.
So this time we'll save
him. Okay.
Meanwhile, mid lane, aiming in a bit of trouble, but he does have some teammates nearby, and Zeus to overextend, as the Guma ult also not going to land, so they cannot finish off aiming. and they really wanted to get that pick on.
Difficult, the lack of CC they have. Kellen doesn't have ult either from the previous play, so Owner could have just as easily walked up Flash Smite. It's a 50-50. You don't want to take that against T1 at this game state. And that's another turret gone, so you commit to Baron, and the peel comes through. Unfortunately for Owner, his ult also misses. I don't know if they really wanted to follow up after that with the Camille down. Even with no items, Camille can push so quickly.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, now that the RC is done, okay, well, he's very fast, but Faker is closing the distance. Here comes Lucid, and that means they want to go in onto Faker as the spear's going to land, but immediately Lucid will be denied, but Faker in a lot of trouble as the big one hits him, and it will be enough. The bubble will miss, and now we got TP coming in. This is the Camille, as, yeah, Kingan's just dead here. And they're going to try to get this kill over to Guma. That's a double for Guma as well. They take down the top end jungle. And now it's T1 looking at the Baron.
Big cash-in will put him 400 gold ahead now of the 3-kill Lucian. So he finally takes a lead over aiming. Looking to take this Baron here as Dplus grouping up.
Oh, Showmaker. Oh, he's going to get flashed on by Owner. Excellent play with the Arctic Assault flash. That's immediately going to catch him off guard. And Showmaker, with his flash, he does get away. Now, that does stop.
Dplus, they have the Destiny Gate, but where are you going with it?
Are they going to get here on time? They look for Keria. He just flashes in, and now the ult comes out, and there's no entry for Lucid to make it into the pit. No hope of a steal. The arrow going to be thrown in. Showmaker wanting to keep this game, this fight alive for the side of DK. That's another gold card as they are going to push them into the west side jungle.
Gotta be so careful about chasing through here, though. Zeus has his ultimate. Woo! And he might just lock down whoever steps forward.
That's a culling, and more poke is coming out. They're trying to get this poke in, but now the engage comes out from T1. They pull the trigger, and Zeus is able to frontline Guma and Keria. They stay alive in the 2v2 as well as aiming goes down. It is a clean ace for T1 in game 2.
Yeah, and likely the last nail in the coffin here at 26 minutes. T1 looking to push and break open this base. And what is arguably T1's cleanest game of the season so far. Very, very one-sided affair. A few draft tweaks, a strong early game, great map reads, not shaken by the lane swap. And this is the bounce back T1 fans were waiting for in this series against Dplus. Game 1 definitely left you feeling a little shaky, but this